everyone, my name is Erica. You can find me at ericavaneaton.com. I'm an intuitive energy healer, a light language activator, a divine channel for light. And recently I recorded a series of embodiment, Ascension embodiment MP3s that were channeled through the angelic realm and some through Jesus. What occurred through these MP3s was an ascension of the body by bringing more light into the body, by beginning to unwind the epigenetics of the DNA and the RNA that lie within the body so that it can hold more light, so that our souls can become more embodied. You know, we become human when our spirit enters our body, and our physical body dies when that spirit leaves. And to be able to, those are two different frequencies. The body has its own consciousness. It very much has its own consciousness. If the body was developing in the mother before the spirit ever entered the body, it has its own consciousness. If you want to think about it as being a series of trillions of little people working together to keep this container, this temple that the divine gave us to house our spirit as its own consciousness. They're always talking, they're always working together, but it hasn't always been talking with our spirit. There has been a lot of attention to spiritual growth, but we can't do that without the physical body. We are here to ascend with the body and the mind and the ego, all of us together rising up into higher levels of consciousness. In order to access that higher level of consciousness, we need to heal the densities of the traumas, of the lifetimes, of all the experiences that are stuck in our cellular memory, in our body, in our muscles, in our tissues, in our DNA, that have been passed down from generation to generation. That's the study of epigenetics. But that's all located in the body, and that all brings the overall frequency of our body down. So our spirit is wanting to ascend, right, to higher levels of consciousness, to higher levels of knowing, but we can't do that when our body is stuck at this lower vibrational level. And this is very apparent with beings that are considered to be on the spectrum. We are all on that spectrum of light. Children who have autism, those who have come here and been labeled as autistic, carry very high frequencies. Their spirit is very high frequency. And so when the spirit starts to descend down into the human body, it goes through steps, and it takes about 3 months for the spirit to fully descend down into the baby after the baby's been born. And that's why sometimes you don't see a baby smile until about 3 months old, because it's a process, because you're coming from these very high realms. We come from the divine. So if our spirit is descending from the spiritual heavenly realm down into the physical body, well, that's a big difference in frequency, right? And so spirits that are considered to be autistic, they're not able to shift to downgrade low enough to fully descend down into the physical body. So it's like they try to come down, they get fractured off as they try to descend down through the energy system, or they just bounce kind of outside of the body a little bit. And that's why there's like emotional mismatch. That's why they often have motor issues as far as like movement and poor body awareness. It's because they're not fully embedded into the physical body. And so what they showed me, as we release our densities, that all the traumas, all the stories that we wrap around things because of our ego having the platform of a fear-based platform that it's been on for so long, as we release those, as we upgrade our body's ability to hold light, more of our soul is actually able to come into the body. They're more easily able to have access to the full body and be embodied, and then they can operate at higher levels of being with the external world around them more. So I just wanted to share that, and I really wanted to share that. I really wanted to be honest about what I've learned from the higher beings on the spectrum. And I wanted to share this embodiment series, the Ascension embodiment series, so that we can learn how to kind of begin to inch our way up to where they're already at. They're like at the top of the ladder, we're at the bottom of the ladder, and we're working our way up that ladder so that we can have a broader awareness, so that we can have, if you're standing at the top of a ladder, you can see more. You have a better understanding of what's happening on the ground because you have a broader perspective. And so that's what Ascension is. We're coming into the one, we're coming into unity with all that is. But we can't do that without ascending the physical body. And so if you go to my website, I have a free activation from Jesus that he channeled through me one morning, and it's called Divine Love. It's opening up to receiving divine love. And I would highly encourage you to download it and listen to it and allow for him to embed his energies into you and to really activate your heart chakra and opening that up. And it's a first step to really to awakening your body to holding more light so that more of your spirit can come in. And then if you feel called to purchase and download the Ascension Embodiment series, there's a series of MP3s and a guided meditation in there to help you fully embody all these changes and begin to become your own healer. When we release the densities, when we begin to really be able to feel into the body, often we can't feel into the body because it's too painful or it's so shut down, then we have access. When we can feel into the body, we have access to so much more information. And it's all about bringing things in and seeing it as information instead of judging it. So I invite you to begin to explore those thoughts. And if you have any questions, you can always email me, erica@ericavanneaton.com. You can go to my website and look around for more information. If you get on my newsletter and subscribe to my newsletter, there's a free morning and evening clearing prayers, but also a meditation from Archangel Metatron that he had me download and write out for parents and children. So I would invite you to check out those free resources, and I love you, and I hope you have a beautiful day.